Coach Kevin here. Welcome, everybody. So, the week overview, three sessions: Monday, Tuesday, Thursday session on attacking transition and defending third. Sub principle, first action forward. Sub principle number two, join the attack with speed. Three sessions, progression throughout the week, including your physical periodization and your tactical periodization. Here we go. We start off on Monday, which is basically all a rondo, 2v3, and then we go into an overload with a rondo. On Tuesday, we have a half field space, so we're going to focus on the counterattack and simulating fast break counterattacking scenarios. On Thursday, we have a quarter field, and we do a three-team rotation, engaging in a dynamic, small-sided game with lots of repetitions, lots of creating high-quality chances, setting opportunities to score, etc. So basically, from regaining possession on Monday to exploiting the opposition and when the opponent is unbalanced, taking advantage of that unstructured state to creating high quality chances on Thursday. So here we go. It only take 2 minutes every session. It's a full session, including your times and everything. So it'll be amazing if you're a coach here. Monday, small sided games. Typically, Monday is a recovery session. So for a warm up, we just do a rondo, some foot soccer, some juggling, etc. 20, 25 minutes, including your stretching because you came off of a game or maybe two games on the weekend. So that's your warm up. Then you go straight into this one, which is a rondo, 2v3 rondo, and then you're going to go progress into a 3v2 or a 3v3 type situation, two goal. I included a big goal, but you can obviously just use mini goals as well. So we go from, I'm just going to let it play right here. This is the video, so 2v3 into a 3v2 overload. So obviously, I'll just pause it as we go along. So there's a rondo, a 2v3 situation. Obviously, we're focusing on the defenders, so you want to rotate your two defenders in and out for that stuff. The goals are kind of sideways, so obviously the attackers in possession, if they can get 10 goals, 10 passes, they can score on the mini goals like so. If they do not succeed and the defenders intercept the ball, it's a 1v1 situation, so that's also your progression. It's a first action forward, so you pass forward to your midfielder or your attacker. It's a 1v1 situation, they can go to goal. So win the ball, regain possession, forward action, 1v1 with the attacker. As they try to finish and play 1v1, you can just put the ball in again, play another 2v3 with that rotation. And then the next step for that progression is instead of playing a 1v1, you can actually have the defender who won the ball pass the ball forward, join the attack. So you're creating a 2v1 overload at that point. Another progression would be that the player who lost the ball from the white team, the attackers, also join the defenders. So it's a 2v2 situation. So as you go along, you can easily progress and advance that with increased numbers. So, we went from a 1v1 to a 2v1, and then obviously you can also add, and this is where I mentioned this is a 3v2 situation where I included both of the defenders that won the ball. First action forward, they're allowed to join the attack. So it's actually a 3v2 situation. So two defenders plus your forward and one defender playing 1v1 with the forward and also the player that just lost the ball. So you can do that. So that's your progression right there. And I basically went from 1v1 to a 3v2. You can also have a very similar setup like this if you want to do even numbers depending on how many players you have at session. You can just start playing a 2v1 situation here in the back where it's one forward against two defenders, and then the defender that wins the ball go forward, make it a 2v2. You can have both defenders join the attack like here's to make it a 3v2, and you can have the defender who just lost the ball from the white team join the attack, so it's a 3v3. So again, you can have that progression. Another progression I added towards the end, that if obviously your focus team is trying to finish on the big goal, if they lose possession again and the white team wins possession, they can just pass the ball forward again. So another attacking transition on their end and try to connect to the players that were still in that rondo area, and they can actually finish on the small goal. I'll include the link here. It's also on my Instagram right here. I have about 24,000 followers, so feel free to follow me for that one. So that was session number one. I apologize. Here's session number one. Session number two, expanded numbers, obviously. So we have a half field space where we had two areas, two zones, obviously focusing on the defenders for that attacking transition. So you're looking for that interception moment. Initially, it was set up with a 4 and 2, so back 4 and 2 6s versus the forward 3 and a midfield 3 for the white team. And I had the wingers and the attacking mid a little bit higher up the field, so they were not part of the defending part, but they were part of the attacking part, which is part of your attacking transition. So the whole idea here was, let me just have it play here. So this is just a pattern. White team is attacking. The red team is about to win the ball right there. So that's the interception moment. So now we're looking at the attacking transition. You can see that I split up into two zones. My wingers are up there, including the back four for our opponents, and then our cam was kind of like a rotating free roll here, neutral, and your six. So moment of transition, you look for your first action forward, so you can look at one of your wingers or even your attacking mid. Obviously, when your winger checks in, it will be followed by a fullback, so that simulates a real game-like situation. The second sub-principle that we want to focus on was joining the attack with speed. So we want to focus, if we're playing a half field space, that your defenders are also pushing up and joining the attack with speed. So you want to see some type of acceleration from your back four and your 2 6s there to get into that yellow zone. So your defensive line is actually pushed up and you can join with speed. After that, attacking transition, your first action forward, that was a pass. Your defensive line is being pushed up, so you join the attack with speed. Other than that, I have an end zone here, but you can easily add mini goals, or if you have two goalkeepers, you can do 2 goals for that one. But I'm just gonna let it play right now. Maybe it makes more sense. So here's the cross, moment of interception, attacking transition, first action forward, a forward pass, and your defenders are pushing up, and all the rest, that's just a different topic because then it's a combination play, midfield third. So that was half field space. On Thursday, 3-team rotation. Again, trying to simulate that attacking transition where I, again, split up the field into two halves, and a defending half and attacking half. And I'm sure other coaches have done this in the past. Make sure that the attacking team, if they're about to score, that the whole team is in the attacking half. So that was, in essence, that's all we're looking for. So join the attack with speed. Kind of looks like this. Obviously, if they're still in their defending half, the goal does not count. But just a pattern here, right? White team is about to lose the ball. Moment of interception, attacking transition, first action forward. So they're going to play the bumper. They all move up into the attacking half, and you're allowed to score a goal, stands. This is a second scenario. White team loses the ball, maybe a little bit deeper or a little bit lower for our defender. Right here, they win the ball back. First action forward. They continue to play forward, but our defensive line here is not quick enough and not sharp enough to actually get over the halfway line. Another thing I did here was, if the defending team does not have all the players in their defending half, the goal counts double. So that was a little bit of incentive there for players. If you see that players are dribbling just a little bit too much, you can ask them to play 3 or 4 touches, depending on how elite your group is. But this is basically the width of the 18-yard box and the length of two 18-yard boxes. So that's your session setup. First to 2 goals, obviously, if you have that incentive, if the defending team is not back on their half just yet, goal counts double, and that's a game for that one. So that's basically the full week session, attacking transition and defending third for a full week. If you want to learn more about me, my name is Coach Kevin. I'm an A licensed coach, youth national team players. I'm a CTL club technical lead, director of coaching license as well. I'm a head coach, 2 boys teams. I've done some work as an opponent scout or video analyst in the pro environment as well, and our MLS Next bracket, I do the scouting for them. But it's very nice if you have a progression throughout the week as well, and a lot of repetitions, a lot of challenging for players. But I'll include the presentation here too. Sub principles: first action forward, continue to play forward and join the attack with speed, with a specific focus on your defenders because it's defending third. This is player actions. Obviously, once they scan the field and know where your wingers are, you try to help them. This will improve their awareness, decision making in transition because you're basically telling them what to do so they don't have to think about certain things. It will help encourage and improve their decision making at first, even though it's a little bit of joysticking coach, but at the end, they'll get it. They'll recognize the play. So main principle, play forward quickly, join the attack with speed. Sub principle, first action forward, continue to play forward and provide support behind the ball with the high defensive line. This is the physical prioritization timeline. I'm just going to go with the 5v5 here as an example. So 4 minutes game, 2 minutes of rest, that's 6 minutes. You do that times 4, that's 24 minutes for one rep or cycle. You rest for 4 minutes, so that brings you up to about 28 to 30 minutes, and you do 2 sets of those. So that's your 16-minute full session. That does not include your dynamic warm-up and stretching, cooling down at the end. So that's a full session for the Thursday. On Tuesday, we did, everybody was included. It was 10v10, 11v11. So you do 15 minutes, 2 minutes and a half of rest, so 17 and a half total. You do that times 3. That brings you up to about an hour, and plus your 4 to 8 minutes of rest in between, plus again your dynamic warm up, stretching, ball warm up, etc. So that will bring you up to speed. On Monday, obviously you don't really have to keep track of time because the play will be over pretty quickly because that was the small numbers here with the rondo and the attacking transition to overload. So yeah, you don't really have to pay attention to that. My handles, Instagram, like I said, 24,000 followers. Feel free to follow me. I post my full season curriculum. It's over 100 sessions for the year. As a coach, you can just check my profile, get your sessions going. On YouTube, I add a little bit more detail. I do a little voiceover like now so people understand what we're coming from. If you have any questions, let me know. My email, my phone number is on there at the Scouting Corner on YouTube and Instagram, or thescoutingcorner.com is my website. If you want to learn more about me, my resume is also in here so you can see what type of licenses I had, where I played, what I've done on a professional environment as well. But I thank you all for listening. I will be back on Monday, still attacking transition, but obviously focus on a different main principle and or sub principle, and obviously player actions too. So thank you for listening. Let me know if I can help you. I will be happy to do so. Thanks. Bye.